सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। So we were in the fourth Brahmana of the fourth chapter, where we are discussing the moksha marga, the jnana marga. So this fourth Brahmana of the fourth chapter itself, if you see, the first six, almost 5.5, you can say, the Kandikas or the Vakyas are only discussing the samsara. What is the samsara karana? Also, you can say, which is kama. Kama is the main thing. Of course, kama itself is caused by avidya or ajnana. That also we have to consider. Okay. So, this kama is the main cause. And if you look at the cause of kama itself, only self-ignorance we have to say. And this kama leads to what? Avidya, kama, karma, we say. Bhashyakara uses this all the time. So this kama only makes you do things. Once you do karma, the karma phala is there. And the karma phala will give you one more janma, etc. Correct? And by doing karma and gaining the karma phala also, you are not going to become free from this life of samsara. Whatever you gain as karma phala, it's not going to make you purnaha, or it will not free you from the sense of limitation you are going to feel. Because as long as you take yourself as an individual, you are a wanting person. And being that wanting person and gaining karma phala, which is limited, will only keep you as a wanting person. It's not going to give you moksha or freedom. So that is what is the main thrust of talking about the samsara itself. The samsara varnana, why should the Upanishad to give you the vairagya. Okay. That karma phala is not going to give me whatever I really need, because everybody wants to be happy all the time, everywhere. Means you require unqualified happiness. That means it is limitlessness, and that limitlessness cannot be given by karma. That has to be clear. And then what is moksha itself was said in the 6 and 7 itself. You can say that moksha means you are free from all karma. It is as though all the karmas have dissolved into yourself itself, correct? It's as though all desires have been fulfilled because you have discovered yourself as a Purna Purushaha, as complete in all respects, not lacking anything, not wanting anything. So all the desires are resolved into yourself, and you don't have to seek anything externally anymore. You don't have to seek happiness in some object, which anyway is not real. Okay, it cannot be real happiness if your happiness is dependent on some object which is other than you. So all that is gone. That is the moksha which is presented. And such a mukta purusha does not anymore travel. The jiva alone travels from one birth to another birth, etc. The Mukta Purusha, for him, Tasya Pranaha na Ukramanti, and all that it was said already. The Jnani's pranas do not rise up, they just dissolve wherever they are into the Pratyagatma itself, into the self, which is all in fact. And then, so this was pointed out, and then we saw the previous Tadapyesha Shloko Bhavati and all that. From 8 to 21, the Jnana Marga is praised. Okay, we will see that. So the Shlokaha here means the whatever is said in the mantras which are in the Brahmana, they are all quoted here and they are called Shlokaha. And the eighth Kandika talked about how this Jnana Marga is Sukshma, correct? Anu. And it is also very Vitataha and all that, Vistara. Means it is coming for a long time in a Sampradaya, Guru Sishya Sampradaya. For us, the Sampradaya starts from Sadashiva or Narayana, from Ishvara, and comes up to my own Guru, correct? So this Guru Parampara in which this Jnana is coming and this Jnana Marga itself is because of that Sampradaya or Parampara, and it is not some new fad or anything. Okay, Bhashyakara even in between, if I see he is saying here, Kartika Buddhi Prabhava Kudrishti Margavat Arva Kalikaha, he says. It is not like some modern fad. In his times, all these Tarkikas were all still considered to be like scientists today, I think. They are all, but they are all new. So he is saying it is not like this. This is something which is coming for a long time. And or Vitaraha also there is another reading. The Madhyandina Shaka means it is the one which makes you cross over all sorrow, etc. Because we say Atmavit Karati Shokam, correct? So the Jnana Marga is the one which makes you cross over all your sorrows, the samsara itself. And this Jnana Marga also touched me, like that this Jnani is saying. Mams Prishtaha means it has to touch you means, I think here there is a element of grace also involved. Because how did I come to Vedanta? These many Vedanta students also may ask this question. Means it is Purya Punya only we have to say, correct? It is some Ishvara Anugraha, Devata Anugraha only has brought you to Vedanta. Otherwise, you could have gone to some other Upasana. Even though you may be a spiritual person, you don't have to come and study the Shastra. The very fact that you are studying the Shastra, you have come to the Vedanta Shastra, and you are understanding that Vedanta is a pramana. That is a very big thing. All these things, if you are having, means it is a grace. The Shastra is really touching. Okay, you are touched by the Shastra. You are blessed by the Shastra, which is the pramana, which is revealing the truth about yourself to you. Of course, through the Guru. So the Shastra is touching you. And that is a magical touch, I think, correct? The Shastra touches you and the magic takes place. Jnanam itself is an Ashcharya. And your self-transformation has to happen, correct? And you gain the phala. So Anuvittaha, it is said here. Anuvittaha means this jnana matures and then it also gives you the result. You have assimilated the jnanam and you are enjoying the result of the jnanam here and now. Phala avasana ta nishtha, like that Bhashyakara says, Varavittaha. So all these things are talked about here, the experience of a jnani. And not only Maya, he says first. Maya eva, only me, it is not like that. Even others also. Anybody who follows this marga, the Viveki Purusha, Dhiraha, they gain this moksha here itself and then hereafter also. Even if the body falls, they are Videya Muktaha only, they don't go anywhere else. Okay. So, this verse also we saw already and we were in the ninth Kandika. where again the Upanishad is talking about different colors and all. Okay, in this Jnana Marga, there are, Bhashyakara says there are different opinions. Vipratipatti is there. What? Because different sadhakas are seeing some visions and things like that. Because they may travel through different nadis. The nadis and all were introduced. Nadis are talked about even in Kathopanishad, even in Brhadaranyaka also we saw. Even in 4.3.20 also nadi and all was talked about. How one gets into sleep. There also nadi was talked about. 72,000 nadis, etc. We have seen even before that. So this, depending on which nadi one is going through, you may see different colors, etc. Some visions. This also can be the result of upasana phala. But Bhashyakara is very clear. All these visions, or even you may gain some siddhi, correct? Ashtamaha siddhi and all is talked about. None of these things can be taken as moksha. Moksha cannot be connected with seeing some colors, etc., or some vision, having some vision. Moksha is about knowing yourself, and there is no color in that. So he says none of these things are really moksha. They are all other than the Brahma Vidya Marga, because the Prakrita Brahma Vidya is different from all these things, whatever vision you are seeing, etc. Even though some people argue that Shukla should be uh, this Shukla, seeing the Shukla means Shukla can be taken as Shuddha, and that is the Advaita Marga, etc. But even that Bhashyakara doesn't agree, because it is coming with other colors. So they are all only samsara vishayaha, he says. And depending on from where the jiva lives, you go to up to Brahmaloka, you can go. Brahmadi Loka, Prapakaha, he says. So all these panthaha, where you see all these visions or some color, etc. Even yogis talk about all these things. These are all not moksha. Then what is moksha? So he says, Tasmad ayameva moksha margaha yaha atma kamatvena apta kamataya sarva kamakshaye gamana anupapattau प्रदीप निर्वाणवते चक्षुरादीनां कार्य करणानां अत्रैव समवनयः. So what is this moksha marga then? He says the one who is atma kama means for him all his kamas are resolved into his own self, correct? And because of that he has gained, as though all the desires also have been fulfilled, apta kama also. And because of that, kama, all the kamas are now meaningless. Okay, they have all disintegrated. You can say kshaya. Okay, sarva kama kshaye. All the desires have gone because they have resolved into oneself, and therefore he has nowhere to go. He doesn't have any loka yeshana also. Correct? He doesn't have any desire to go to some loka, etc. There is nowhere to go. In fact, that is because if you are the limitless, where can you go? You are everything, really speaking. There is nowhere to go. So gamana anubhavattau. Okay. That means due to this jnana, all your karma has also gone away. Correct? Along all desires, all karma, everything is exhausted. Like even in the lamp, only till the time oil is there, it is going to burn. Correct? But all the oil itself is burnt up by the fire of knowledge. Then what will happen to the lamp? Whatever that wick is burning for some time, it will burn. And that will also, then it will stop burning. So Pradeepa Nirvanavati, like the Pradeepa, the lamp goes off. Similarly, once this jnana has taken place, all karma is gone, but due to prarabdha, body alone is continuing. And once this body also false. Means what? The body is nothing but karya and karana. Correct? Karya is the physical body, karana is the subtle body. So chakshuradinam karya karananam atraiva samavanayaha means here only it just resolves back into all the Mahabhutas and they also resolve back into Atma. Nothing resolves back into the Pratyeka Atma. There is nothing other than Atma for the Jnani. And they all resolve here. So Jnani need not go anywhere, cannot go anywhere in fact. There is no Gamana or anything. And this is the Jnana Margaha. This is the path of Jnana. And Jnana Marga alone can give moksha. Also we have to understand. That is why Jnana is praised here. See, the word spirituality and all is used very loosely nowadays, correct? So many people, anybody who has some interest in moksha can be considered as spiritual. But all of them need not be studying the Shastra or need not have a value for self-knowledge itself, correct? They may think that just sitting in meditation is good enough or removing all thoughts from the mind is good enough. Like this, so many people are misguided. I have seen a lot of people, you can consider them as very serious seekers and all that, correct? They are doing meditation for 30 years. Okay. If you do meditation for 30 years, you gain a certain lightened mind, I have to say, correct? You have a certain calmness, etc. But that alone is not going to free you from the idea that I am an individual, limited individual. Unless jnana takes place, there is no moksha. So there are not many different paths and all that, correct? This confusion also is there. In fact, the most common confusion in the Vedanta world is what there are four paths, correct? For the intellectual jnana marga, okay? For the emotional bhakti marga, for the whatever the activity types, correct? For the ones who are very active, means you have this karma marga or karma yoga, we say. And those who are like neither intellectual nor emotional nor active, I think. Then you take Raja Yoga or whatever, the Yoga Marga. So you have Karma Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, like this and all. People are talking about very seriously. And each yoga itself will directly give you moksha and all they are thinking. This is all complete misunderstanding. Okay, unless you have jnanam, everybody has to gain jnanam. You can talk about preparing yourself using all these different margas. That is fine. Okay. But everybody has to have this jnana. Jnana alone will give you kaivalya. Jnana deva kaivalya. In fact, my Guruji used to give a nice analogy. He used to say, let us say there is a temple on top of the hill, correct? You are going to Tirupati. Tirupati is one of the most famous temples in India. You have to have darshana of Venkatesha. Then how do you reach the Venkatesha temple? There are many ways. Nowadays, you can take a helicopter. Also, I think there must be a helipad. Or you take your car and you can drive to the top. You can take a bus. Or many people even walk. Correct? They, in fact, their prayer itself is that I'll walk up the hill if I get something, etc. So if you have already made a vow like that, you actually walk all the way. Okay. So you can go in many ways. But wherever you have gone, whichever way you have come, you can have darshana only by going to the Garbhagriha. Correct? There is only one way, that is jnana. Because the Garbhagriha itself represents your buddhi guha. Understand that in every temple, Ishvara sitting in the Garbhagriha is Atma, which has done pravesha into your buddhi guha. And everybody knows I am there. Like that, similarly, you go there in the temple, you see some that Ishvara Vigraha is there, but it is not very clear. That represents the avidya avastha. But then the guru comes in the form of the priest and then he shows you the arati, means then that is jnana. He lights up your own swarupa to you and you gain jnana. There is no other way you can have darshan, correct? To have darshan, there is only one way. You have to go and stand in front of the Garbhagriha. It has only one opening. You have to go there. There is only one way. You could have come up to that point in whichever way you want. That means you prepare yourself for this jnanam by doing whatever sadhana. In fact, there is a well laid out path also there, correct? That you first do, you have to have some karma yoga. You have to do karma yoga means basically your attitudes. You have to develop certain attitudes towards karma, and with that attitude you do karma. In fact, you can only do karma. Karma yoga itself is a buddhi yoga. Is your attitude towards karma has to change, and then you have to lead a life of dharma, and that way you are gaining certain freedom from your desires itself, correct? Likes and dislikes, etc. Binding likes and dislikes, you become free from it, and then you do upasana yoga to gain certain one-pointedness. All these things prepare you, and then you become sadhana chaturthaya sampannaha. You become qualified for this knowledge. Then you have to do Shravana Manana Nidhyasa. So this is very clear. This is the Shastra Vihita Pantha, you can say, the Marga. So that Moksha Marga is nothing but Jnana Marga. And the Jnana leads you to recognize yourself as everything, not lacking anything. You are no more a wanting person. And for such a person, there is no more whatever, another Janma, etc. That person cannot go anywhere. So this is the Jnana Marga. Bhashyakara uses the word, you see here. Samavayana iti yeshaha Jnana Margaha Pantaha. So this Jnana Marga alone, everybody has to come to the Jnana Marga. Whichever way you have come up to the temple on the hill, finally Jnana Marga, you have to come in front of the Garbhagriha and have darshana of yourself. And that those people, again, who are they? Brahmanaha. So if you see here, it's there here, correct? Yesha Pantaha, Brahmanaha, Ha Anuvittaha is there. So that's what he is explaining here. Yesha Pantha is the Jnana Margaha. And the Brahmana here, actually Bhashyakara takes, it's not Brahmana, sorry, it is Brahmana. Brahmana, sorry. Brahmana means it is Tritiya. So Brahmana, he takes it as Paramatma Swarupena Eva. It is called Itam Bhute Tritiya or Itam Bhava Tritiya in Sanskrita grammar. The third case can be used in the meaning of in the form of. Brahmana here means Brahman. In third case means this Mumukshu. The Jnani is now in the form of Brahman. Okay, he is the Paramatma Swarupena. Like that Bhashyakara again puts it in third case, correct? He is in the form of Paramatma Swarupa only. This is the Ikam Bhute Tritiya, you can say. And Brahmanena, he again. Okay. And who becomes in the form of this Brahman? This Brahmana. Brahmana here means again one who has known the Brahman, Brahmavit only. And what is his qualification? Tyakta Sarva Yeshanena, one who has given up all desires. Putraishana, Vittaishana, Lokeshana, all this. And then he has Anuvittaha means again what? Already he gave the meaning of Anuvittaha, the previous Kandika itself. Anuvittaha means one who has now gained the result of this jnana. The jnana has matured and the jnana has been assimilated, and you have the results of this jnana here and now. That person is the one who is Anuvittaha. Okay. And then what? Tena Brahma Vidya Margena, Brahma Vid Anyaha api eti. So now up to this Anuvittaha, okay, is about the Jnani, one Jnani. Then what about others? Tena, here Tena means the same Marga. Whoever has gone through the same Jnana Marga, Brahma Vidya Marga, okay, they also what? Tena Yeti, they also go in the same Marga. For them, what happens? Okay. Tena Brahma Vidya Margena Brahmavit Anyaha Apiyeti. The others who also go in that marga, they also get the same results. But what kind of Brahmavit? Kidrishaha Brahmavit Tena Yeti. What kind of people go through the same marga? The Jnana marga, the Brahma Vidya marga. Means this is the path. I told you, correct? Well laid out by the Shastra. Again, Shastra itself says that Punya Kriti Taijasascha. So Purvam Punya Krit Bhutva. So by doing lot of Punya Karma means again you are doing karma, but with Yoga Buddhi you have to take care, and that Karma Yoga has purified you, has made you the one with Chitta Shuddhi. You have Chitta Shuddhi, and the Chitta Shuddhi means you are free from likes and dislikes, at least relatively. That's why he says Punas Tirtha Utradi Yeshanaha. Means by doing this karma and also analyzing the karma's results, etc., you have gained a certain objectivity with reference to karma, and you have given up all the desires, Putraishana, Vitteshana, Lokeshana, the three types of desires, categories of desires. And also you are Taijasa, means what Bhashyakara says, Paramatma Tejasya Atmanam Samyojya Tasmin Abhinirvrittaha Taijasasya. So Taijasaha means what? Not only you are a karma yogi, but you are also involved in this Shravana Manana Nididhyasana we have to take. And being involved in the study of the Shastra, during the study of the Shastra, what are you doing? You are seeing yourself in the light of the Shastra, correct? Your own self. That means you are connecting with the vision of Shastra. That's what he is saying here. So, Paramatma Tejasya means you don't take yourself as the Jivatma individual anymore. You connect with the Paramatma. You become one with the Paramatma. You attain identity with the Paramatma. And not only that, he says that he uses the word Abhinirvrittaha. There only, that vision itself, you establish yourself. That is what is called Abhinirvrittaha. Here you are transforming your self-identity. That is what is meant by Abhinirvrittaha. There is a certain self-transformation by uh, by uniting yourself with the teaching. Correct? You connect with the teaching and you transform yourself. That's how you become Taijasa. Tejas here also can be taken as Chaitanya. That which is bright. You become the limitless conscious being. Right? He says, what is the meaning of that? He says, Atma Bhutaha, Ihai Vaikyartaha. So here only you become Paramatma. Okay, you become this Paramatma here only. That is Taijasa. So a Brahmavit like this, Idrishaha Brahmavit Tena Margena Yeti, he goes. The one who has purified himself through Karma Yoga and one who has gone through the Shastra, Shravana, Manana, Vidhyasana, etc. and one who has transformed himself. Such a person also goes in the same Jnana Marga. Anybody who follows the Jnana Marga takes the same path, he says. In fact, similar thing comes in Taittiriya Upanishad also, correct? So here also it is all what the Jnani is talking about. In Taittiriya also it is there. Aham vrikshasya reriva kirti prishtam gireriva buddhapavitro vajiniva samritamasmi dravina pumsavarchasam iti trishankor vedanumachanam. So there the name of the Trishanku is given. Trishanku is the Jnani who is talking about his Anubhava, okay, as a Jnani. Here we don't know who is saying this, but he is saying anybody who goes through this also and who has followed all these things can go through this marga and attain moksha. Okay, here one doubt can come. Bhashyakara takes it up again. So when we say Punya Krita, then there are some people will come and say, yes, even a jnani has to do karma. Correct? So there is a jnana karma samuchaya vadin is there. Now Bhashyakara addresses that person. He says, Na punaha punyadi samuchaya karinaha grahanam virodaditi avochama. So here, seeing this punya krit, etc., you should not assume that or come to a conclusion that jnani has to do still punya karma, etc. Jnani is beyond all karma, correct? So it is about what the jnani did already to qualify for this jnana. It's not that after jnana he has to do it. Because jnana and karma are opposed to each other. This has been mentioned many times before also. That's why he says Virodaditi Avochama. I have already discussed this. So you should not understand this as some samuchaya. Sama samuchaya we say. Sama samuchaya means what? Jnana and karma has to be done together and they also contribute to the moksha equally. No, it is not like that. Okay. So Bhashyakara points out, and in fact, he is quoting certain things for this from Mahabharata. These are Shanti Parva. So apunya punyo parame yam punar bhava nirbhayaha shantaha sannyasinaha yanti tasmai mokshatmane namaha. So apunya punya uparame means what? Apunya and punya. Punya and papa both have gone for this person. They are all stopped, ceased. They don't exist anymore. And because of which what? Punar bhaya nirbhayaha. They have no fear of being born again, etc. Okay. There is no more punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, etc. is gone. There is no fear. Fearless people and peaceful shantaha, and they are sannyasis also. Sannyasinaha, they are given up all karma. And where do they go? They attain this mokshatma. And to that mokshatma, my namaskara, like very says, tasmai mokshatmane namaha. So those who attain to this mokshatma, moksha, which is this free self, correct, which is limitless. And to them, my namaskara. Like this, karma is not there in moksha. And in fact, this next one also he quotes. This is also in Shanti Parva that there is a portion called Moksha Dharma. Maybe sometime later I want to conduct some classes in this Moksha Dharma also. This is a beautiful portion of Mahabharata where complete Vedanta is there. This particular verse is quoted by Bhashyakara in other places also. And it is very famous. Tyaja dharma madharmancha ubhe satyanrite tyaja. Ubhe satyanrite tyaktva yena tyajasi tatyaja. Like that. Here he only quotes one portion, but the entire verse is beautiful. Tyaja dharma madharmancha. Give up both dharma and adharma. You give up satya and anrita. Whatever you think is satyam, anritam, etc. Because this entire world can be divided into that. Satyam and anritam. Satyam cha anritam cha satyam abhavad. Like that even in Taittiriya Upanishad also it says. So whatever you think is real, whatever is not real for you, everything you give up. Whatever is tangible, intangible, anything in the form of sadhana and sadhya, all of them you give up. And finally it says something beautiful. Correct? What does it say? The next line. Ube satyandrite tektva yena tyajasi tatyaja. This, in fact, my Guruji also used to quote this a lot. It was his favorite. So finally you have to give up. By which you gave up all these things, that ego, that also you give up. Because ego is not you really. Even the I thought is not really I. Understand that. I thought can come and go, but I is always there. So I am the one to whom even the I thought becomes evident. That is me. So don't hold on. So some people have an ego. I have given up everything. Do you know who I am? I gave up everything, you know. Like this, they may still have a certain pride, etc. You are not respecting me. Do you know who I am? So like this, people are there. Even sannyasis, I say. So, but that also you have to give up. You are not an individual. Your very individuality you give up. Yena tyajasi tat tyaja. That is the beauty here. So you give up everything. Then where is the question of any karma? So ityadi punya tyaga upadeshat. So this is there in the Mahabharata. And also about the jnani. Bhashyakara quotes two more. from Mahabharata. Nirashisham, Anarabham, Nirnamaskaram, Astutim, Akshinam, Kshina Karmanam, Tam Devaha, Brahmanam Viduhu. So Devaha, Brahmanam Viduhu. The Devas understand somebody as a Brahma. Brahmana here means the one Brahma Jnani is called Brahman. And who is this person? What are all his lakshanas? Like a Sita Prajna lakshana is given in the Gita. Here also in the Mahabharata, it is Jnani's lakshana. Nirashisham, one who is free from all desires. And Anarabha means what? He doesn't start any new karma, he doesn't have to do any karma. Correct? He is Kritagritya. He is not dependent on any karma phala for his happiness. Okay? So he is Anarabha. And he doesn't do any namaskara, he does not need to do any namaskara to anybody else. What is he going to gain? Of course, still he, even if you have Advaita Bhava, it is said, there is a verse which says that still to your own guru you have to do namaskara. And even if you are a Peethadipati, you have to do namaskara to your mother. That is all fine. In the Vyavahara, even sannyasis follow certain rules which are there. They don't have to, again, just stand like this in front of everybody. That's not the idea, but he's nirnamaskara. He doesn't have to please anybody, flatter anybody, or salute anybody. Or he need not praise anybody. Right? Astutim. Basically, he's not, he doesn't have to gain anything by pleasing anybody or saluting anybody. That is the idea. And also what? He cannot lose anything. That is the biggest thing. Because any karma phala you gain, the biggest problem is what? You have to maintain it. Yoga and Kshema. Yoga itself is a problem. Gaining something is a problem. Because only by losing something you can gain something. After you gain also, what is the problem? You have to maintain it. You buy a nice car, if you don't drive it for 2 years, it will all be rusted or whatever. It will not start. Battery will go down. Oil change you have not done. All this is a problem. So Kshema is a big problem. Because everything will become Kshina only. Right? It will go away. Even after maintaining very well also, everything has its life. But this, whatever you have gained with this jnanam, for the jnani, there is no Kshina. This ananda which you have gained is your own swarupa. It can never go away. That's why it's akshinam. Whatever this jnani has gained can never go away from him. There is no fear of losing. Once you have gained this jnanam and this ananda, you are the ananda. How can you lose it? And from him all karmas have also gone. Correct? Shina karmana. Such a person the devas call as a brahmana, as a brahma. Again, there is no question of any karma, the jnani. Understand that? Because why he is quoting this is Anandagiri, interestingly, he gives a comment. He says, okay, to gain this moksha, you don't have to have karma samuchaya, but after gaining moksha, you have to do karma. Some people can say that, correct? Jnani has to still do karma. That also is not true. Right? Even in the Gita, Bhagavan says in a different way. He says, I don't have to do anything in all these three words, correct? Trishu lokeshu, karma is not there for me, he says. Nana vaptam avaptavyam vartayeva. I don't have to gain anything or lose anything, but still I keep doing because for loka sangrahartha and all that he says. But the jnani, being a kritagritya, for him there is no karma. Even after becoming jnani, you don't have to do anything. Okay? So that's why Bhashyakara quotes this and one more. What is that? Na etadrisham brahmanasya asti vittam yatha ekata samata satyata cha शीलम स्थिति ही दंड निधानम आर्जवम ततस्ततः च उपरमः क्रियाभ्यः. So even here again jnani's lakshanas are given. Or what is the wealth of this jnana? Okay. Okay, what is the wealth of this jnana? Brahmanasya asti vittam. There is no wealth for this jnani like this, it says. Na etadrisham brahmanasya asti vittam. Yatha, like what? like ekata, oneness with the entire Srishti, identity with the entire Srishti, oneness, ekata, samata, equanimity. Satyata means what? He has understood the reality of himself, correct? And therefore he is also, Sheelam is there, means this. Unless you are a dharmika and you have a certain virtue, you are a virtuous person, correct? You have a certain character. Because of all that only you became qualified to become a jnani. So those, that will not go away just because you have become a jnani, correct? So that Sheelam is there. And Sthitihi means you are well established this jnana. And Danda Nidhanam means again what? You are able to forgive everybody. You don't have to punish anybody. You don't have any hatred or any reaction you don't have to have. Even if somebody does some wrong, you can accommodate. That is the jnani's compassion, correct? Danda Nidhanam. Arjavam, being straightforward. Because what you think, only what you say, only what you do. There is a Riju Bhava, we say. Jnani need not think one thing and say another thing outside, etc. Of course, sometimes in the Vyavahara, you may do that. It's not wrong, just because you don't want to hurt anybody. That's all. Right? Because whatever you think, the other way also you have to understand. See, whatever I know is what I should say. And whatever I say, only what I should think. But whatever you think, you need not say outside. You can keep it with yourself. Because if you say, sometimes people get hurt. So unnecessary. So even as a jnani, in fact, it's very important even in Vyavahara. That you should know what to say, what not to say also. Where to say, where not to say. Not saying something is a big thing, in fact. Unnecessarily, you should not say something and then you regret and all that. So, Vijubhava doesn't mean that whatever you think in mind, you have to say that. In fact, that is a problem. Whatever you think, everything you need not say. But whatever you say should align with your thinking. And similarly, whatever you do also should align with whatever you have said, etc. So, like this, that Vijubhava has to be there for Arjavam. And also what? Tatas Prachasta Uparamaha Kriyabhyaha. And also what? This Jnani just stops from all activity because there is no Jnani doesn't see any use in karma phala itself, then what is the point in doing all this? So he stops from all karma, all activities. So like this, all these things point out only that there is no jnana karma samuchaya, either for gaining moksha and also after one becomes a mukta purusha also there is no karma for jnani. Ityadi smritibhyascha. So there are smritis like this. And even in this Upanishad itself, it is said, he said, Upadekshati chaiha pitu, yesha nityaha mahima, brahmanasya na vardhate karmana no kaniya. So this is the mahima of this jnana, correct? This glory. What is the glory? You have gained this moksha. What is the glory of moksha means? Whatever you have gained this moksha cannot be improved upon either by any karma phala, nor it will be decreased by anything. That's what I told you already, correct? You cannot lose. Nor you don't have to even improve it or something. Because the another problem is whatever you may gain, assuming that you are also able to retain it, still there is a problem because there are others who have more than you. That means you have a problem. What is the problem? The others are better than me, means you think I can better whatever I have. Also, I can have something better than this because others are having an out. But with moksha, there is no better or how can you better the infinite, the limitless? There is nothing to better, nothing to lose also. Both are not there. It cannot become more, neither it can become less. That is the greatness of this. That is the glory. For this Brahmana, there is nothing. By karma, he is not going to gain anything, nor he will lose anything. Iti karma prayojana bhave hetu muktva. So there is no karma prayojana for this jnani. And the reason for that is this, whatever he has attained moksha, correct? This jnana itself is the hetu for that. Jnana burns all the karma. Therefore, tasmad evam with shantaha, dantaha, ityadina, sarvakriya uparamam. So this Samadhi Shatka Sampatti we talk about, correct? In Sadhana Filsafaya. Later on it will come, this chapter only. Shanto, Danto, Uparato and all that, like that. So the one who has known his Atma in this manner, he is Shantaha, Dantaha, Uparataha and all. Means he has nothing to do. He is already peaceful. All his Indriyas are under his mastery and he has stopped doing all karma, etc. like this. So ityadina sarva kriya uparamam means for this person, the jnani, only the cessation of all activities is talked about by the Shastra, whether it is a Smriti or Shruti, all of them talk the same thing. So there is no question of any jnana karma samuchaya. And therefore, what tasmat yatha vyakhyātameva punya kritvam. So when the punya krit is said by the Upanishad, it has to be understood as one who has already done punya karma and qualified for gaining this knowledge. That's how we have to understand. That's how Bhashyakara has done the Vyakhyana here. He has given the commentary. So that is proper. Otherwise, let us take some other meaning for this Punyakrit and Taijasa. Then also we can explain what Athava Yaha Brahmavid Tena Yeti Sa Punyakrit Taijasa. So whatever this Brahmavid attains, it is also as praiseworthy as whatever is attained by a Punyakrit or a Taijasaha. Like that also you can take. He says it's a praising the Brahmavid. Brahmavid by comparing the Brahmavid with others who are considered successful in the society. Okay. Who are the others who are considered as Bhagyashali? Correct? Bhagyavan. Means the one who has done a lot of punya and who is successful in the society is considered a Bhagyavan. Or Taijasasya means here Anandagiri is giving the meaning that one who has done this lot of upasana or a yogi who has gained all these siddhis, etc., they are looked upon as somebody who is great, correct? And so the Brahmavid is now compared to these people and said that Brahmavid also is equal or even greater than these people, and that is the stuti. So, iti Brahmavid stuti esha Punyakriti Taijase cha Yogini Mahabhagyam Prasiddham Loke. So Bhashyakara says the one who has done Punya and one who is a Taijasaha, they are all yogis who are considered to be or being this Punyakrit and Taijasa and a yogi is considered Mahabhagyam in the Loka, in the world, that is very well known. Prasiddha and Tabhyam Ataha Brahmavit Suyate. By comparing the Brahmavit with them, the Brahmavit is also praised here. So Prakhyata Mahabhagyatvat Loke. So the Brahmavit is praised because by comparing with them, Brahmavit also is supposedly attained something as praised by the Loka. Correct? So like this also you can take a meaning. Now the next Kandika. So the Moksha Marga was praised. Now all other Jnana Marga was praised in the previous two Kandika. Now anything other than the Jnana Marga, Ninda is done. Okay. So Andhantam Pravishanti Ye Vidyam Upasate Tato Bhuya Ivate Tamo Yahu Vidyayam Rataha, like this. This is actually it comes in the Ishavasya Upanishad also. Andhantam Pravishanti Ye Vidyam Upasate Tato Bhuya Ivate Tamo Yahu Vidyayam Rataha. So this particular use from the Samhita itself, which is Ishavasya Upanishad, that is quoted here again as a shloka. So Andantamaha Pravishanti means what? These people who are only doing karma, correct? Avidyam upasate means avidya here is karma. Those who are only interested in sadhana sadhya and karma, they only enter. Antam means basically that which is dark and blinding, correct? Means they don't see the Atma Swarupa. That's the meaning. Because they are covered by tamas, darkness, and they are blinded by this darkness. They don't see their own Swarupa. So they enter such lokas, such places, because they are only doing karma. And even worse than them is those who are only reveling in all this upasana. That is also karma. Okay, vidyayam rataha bhuya ivate tamah. They are even more because they think they are great jnanis and all. That is the problem. Okay, at least the other person just thus you impelled by their desire, they go with whatever karma, thinking that they can fulfill their desires, etc. Those who are those who are doing all this upasana, or even let us say only yoga sadhana without jnana, they are all even more deluded because they think that they are jnanis and they may also mislead others. So they are even more in tamas, like that the Upanishad is saying. So let us quickly see the Bhashya also here. Andham adarshanatmakam tamaha. So andham means that which does not allow you to see, which is blinding. Correct? Here adarshanatmakaha means that which is not making you see the reality of your own self, which is tamas, darkness, samsara niyamakam. So that which impels you into samsara. Therefore, what they enter into samsara. Pravishanti, pratipadyante. And who are these people? So they enter into samsara again and again. And they are living in darkness. Who are these people? Ke, ye avidyam, vidyataha, nya. So they are the ones who are in avidya, are those who are pursuing avidya. It's karma. That which is other than self-knowledge. Vidyataha, nya. Sadhya sadhana lakshana means that sadhya sadhana means those who are after accomplishing which are unaccomplished. Correct? Accomplishing the unaccomplished only you can do through karma. But karma phala will be always limited. Okay? So they are only about means and ends. They are going after different ends. And for that, whatever means are given, whether it is Shastriya or Ashastriya, whatever it is, they are going after all. So, Sadhya Sadhana Lakshana Upasate means karma anuvartante. They do karma. Vidya Upasate means they are pursuing karma. And even worse than that. Okay. Tataha tasmadapi bhuyaha iva bhaktaram iva tamaha pravishanti. So even worse than those who enter even more darkness. Who are they? Ke yau vidyayam avidya vastu pratipadikayam karmarthayam trayam eva vidyayam. So here trayam means the three Vedas, Rikiju, Sama, etc. Whatever vasana and also the karma. That which is only basically that is also manasa karma, correct? Those who are only going after doing all this manasam karma, and those who are saying, those who are revealing only in that portion of the Veda, which is revealing to you this karma, avidya vastu pratipadika. So that which are revealing to you the avidya vastu, which is basically sadhya sadhana lakshana, correct? So they are only after this such vidyas. They are rataha means abhirata. They are revealing only in that. And they are also saying Veda is only vidhi pratisheda paraha eva Vedaha. So all the Purva Mimamsakas you have to take. Correct? They say that Veda means it has to be amna yasya kriyartatva anarthakyam atadarthanam like this. So amnaya, the Veda has to always reveal only a kriya. Anything other than that is all anartha. It's not a pramana vakya, in fact. Veda cannot reveal any factual knowledge. It has to only reveal always action. Like this, they take a stand. So that means Veda has to either say you have to do this, you should not do this like this. Vidhi pratisheda paraha only Veda is. Those who consider like this, they are even more in avidya, in ignorance, in darkness. So they say that Vidhi Pratisheda Prahaya Vedaha Na Anyaha Asti, there is nothing other than that in the Veda. That means what? Upanishad Arthan. Upanishad Artha Anapekshinaha Ityartha. That means they don't accept the Upanishads because Upanishads are revealing Siddha Vastu, correct? They say that Veda can only reveal Sadhya Vastu and Karma to accomplish that Sadhya. It cannot reveal any Siddha Vastu Vishayaha, any factual knowledge it cannot reveal. But this point was taken up by Bhashyakara in the introduction to Brhadaranyaka, correct? He beautifully argued that even, even for all karma to make any meaning, Veda only has to reveal certain facts first. Veda has to say that this there is a Atma which survives the death of the body, correct? They have Vyatirikta Atma. First, Veda has to reveal. There is no other way you can know that. Because there are differing opinions about whether there is an Atma which survives the death of the body and what is the nature of that Atma itself. Then Dehantara Sambandhi Atma also Veda only has to reveal. That this Jiva can take another body in Swargaloka, which is the Deva Sharira, etc., and enjoy. Also only Veda has to reveal, and Veda also only has to reveal that there is a Swarga. There is no other way of knowing the Swarga. Also. So all these factual things first Veda has to reveal, then only your karma makes any sense, correct? So the Siddha Vastu Vishaya also Veda can reveal. He established that, and then this whatever Mahavakya, etc., Upanishad, whatever it is teaching, it is all Siddha Vastu. But they don't want to accept whatever the Upanishad is revealing. Upanishad Artha Anapekshinaha. They don't accept it. They reject it, in fact, sadly. That's why they are in darkness. And all these people, where they enter? Ananda namate loka tena tamasavritaha tamste pretya bhigachanti avidvamso abudho janaha. So all these people go to lokas which are not really sukha. There is no sukha there. Asukha loka only they go. Anandaha means ananandaha, we have to say. And also they are whatever. Because why? Because they are andena tamasa avrita. They are covered by this ajnana, this darkness, and they don't see their Atmaswarupa. And again, even after leaving from that loka, they go to some loka where it is all not sukha. So tamste pretya, having leaving that also, what happens to them? They again come back to the same thing only, correct? That is why Punarapi, Jananam, Punarapi, Maranam and all we say. They are still the same samsaris and they still remain as avidvamsaha only, abuddha. They don't have viveka, they are still ignorant. They remain ignorant people only even after leaving that loka, means they do not gain any viveka jnanam, even though they have this experience of bad karma phala, etc. But they have not learnt anything from that, we have to understand. So these two are basically ninda of other margas. We'll see further in the next class. Purnamada Purnamida Purnamidachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Shishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Hari Om